Shit. I'm trying to record and I had the lens cover on. Can you believe that shit? Working on shit. But I figure I'd talk Flash while I work on shit. Last night's episode, or it's not last night, tonight. Tonight Arrow's coming on. Legends came on last night. Flash. When we start off, Barry's been sentenced to some time in the Speed Force for inappropriate touching the timelines one too many times. Or just, maybe not. Maybe he just switched places with Jake Garrick. Because he's such a bro. He's such a fucking bro. He switched places with some old fuck whose life was already spent. He was like, yo, I'll take your place. Whatever. Anywho. He's been in the Speed Force for a while now. Wally West and Vibe have been holding it down. And when we cut to, they're enthralled in a battle with Peekaboo. I really like Peekaboo. She hasn't popped up enough. Pop. Yeah. She hasn't popped up enough. I like her a lot. She seems rather more sympathetic. Like she kind of got, I don't know, goaded into the bad life. Maybe that's a little strong word. She's kind of a criminal. But, like, I don't know. She's a bit more sympathetic. I don't know. She's one of the earlier metas. Now, I'm more sympathetic towards earlier metas. Because they kind of, like, were just people one day that were just standing around. And when they got zapped with superpowers, they had no, like, training how to use them. No instructions. No, like, you know, anything. Like, Barry had, like, a team of people, like, ready to help him when he woke up out of his coma. A lot of the other metahumans, I felt like they didn't. Maybe they would have been better if they had some people that coach them. But a lot of them just were like just standing around one day and just became like godlike creatures out of the blue. And the early one, as a result, the early ones I'm a bit more sympathetic to because it's like they had more power than they knew what to do with, really. But fine. Small tangent. They tassel. Peekaboo gets a drop on them, then Joe gets a drop on her with the power gun, the collar gun. I call it the collar gun. Let's call it the collar gun. He hits her with the collar gun and zaps her power. They catch her. Good. Moving on. Rebecca at Star Labs. Iris is the boss. Which, one final tangent, and I promise this is the last negative. I'm not digging Iris's episode. Her reasoning for not wanting to get Barry Allen out of the time or Speed Force is a little flimsy, and it doesn't resonate. It's not that it's a bad reason, it just doesn't resonate. And two, I don't like her being the boss. Even if she has some birthright due to the fact that it was left to Barry Allen. It was left to Barry Allen by Wells in that confession videotape, and then they're married, so maybe through some legality, maybe it just goes to her. But I don't feel like she really earned the boss position. I think Cisco should be the boss. Because he knows what the fuck is going on there. He's put in his hours, he's done his due diligence. He knows what the fuck is up. She just hasn't earned her place as boss, is all. And I hate when she says, like, I programmed something. They also never really built her up as having a tech background. I hate when she can just randomly tech stuff. And it's a misstep for her character. She is a reporter. That's where her character strength, as far as I'm concerned, lies. It's a reporter. She can fight crime a different way than trying to be a member of the Star Team Labs. I feel. But that ends it. That's my tangent. That's my last negative. Everything else about this episode is positive. It's a great episode. We cut to, after this, we're at the bar with Killer Frost, where she's, Caitlin Snow, where she works. And she's one of my favorite characters, in the Flash. I liked Killer Frost before Flash, but I love her now. Danielle Pennebaker is a great actress. I like her in the role. And I always felt that in the first two seasons, she was kind of like a background character. She would talk, but she never had anything of her own to really do. She was always helping people with other people's problems. She was never really dealing with her own shit. And now she's really got her own shit to deal with. And that's nice. It's nice that she gets a solid arc. This is her season. Season 2 was like Vibe season coming out and all that shit. The other seasons. Now it's her turn to have the spotlight for a little bit. Which is good. And how can we not love the ending scene? I'm jump cutting. The ending scene. You won't like me when I'm frosty. I love the Hulk. He's one of my favorite. I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but the few characters I like in Marvel, above all else, are Spider-Man and the Hulk. Those two I love. Everyone else, whatever. I love Spider-Man. I love the Incredible Hulk. So yeah, I'm always giddy when they do a Hulk reference. Oh yeah, Cisco visits Frost at the bar. You know, he's all like, "Why you're so smart? Why are you in a bar?" She's like, "Well, it's I've read it as like this is where she can be okay. Like, she probably feels she's too bad to be at Star Labs, but too not bad enough to be a full-on villain. So like the bar is just the right environment for her. She's kind of got a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Mrs. Hyde thing going on right now. You know, she's struggling to keep control of her other halves. And Vive is like, you know, or Cisco's like, come back to us, come back to us. And he's not aware that she didn't take the cure. He seems to be of some kind of pressure and she cured it. Whatever. But yeah, it's like I found a way to get Barry out and Ellen out, and she's like, yeah, sure. That she's willing. She helps out. She agrees. She joins. She's back. And next scene, I think that's when we're dealing with our samurai friend that appears, and Wally confronts him with his knowledge of Japanese. At least speaking it, reading, writing it's not so bad, but damn. Every 5 seconds, motherfuckers pick up talents in like 2 seconds. Like, oh, I just picked up programming. Oh, I just picked up Japanese. Whatever. I actually studied at that shit for like years, asshole. Whatever. Yeah, I keep calling him Silver fucking Samurai. Ace Samurai shows up. And he demands the Flash. He demands to see Barry. They don't have him. Of course, he's still trapped in Speed Force. But then they're all like, what the fuck can you do? You're a samurai with a sword. We're speedsters. Yada yada. He stabs his sword into the ground. Fucks everything up. Boom. And this, I'd say I was not going to complain too much anymore. But I have one more minor quip. I really don't think they really tried to beat this guy. Like, I feel like he just did this little show of power, and they were like, you win, dude. Like, normally, I feel like they put up more fight before they, like, give in to the bad guy's demands, you know? But I partially get it, you know? Cisco even admits it later on. He's like, I wanted Barry back, but I don't know. They act like they just couldn't figure out a way to beat this guy. It just doesn't seem like they tried all that hard. But whatever. Fine, he's their MacGuffin to why they gotta bring Barry Allen back. And of course, Cisco and Barry Allen say he's been working on a way to do it all along. He tells Iris, and Iris is super pissed. And this is like where the story beats for Iris really don't mess with me. It's like, okay, maybe he couldn't do it, but what do you got to lose? But he uses the Speed Force cannon and he creates some kind of thing that has Barry Allen's like genetic imprint, and it's got a Speed Force in it, and he's gonna put that in place of the Flash inside the Speed Force. I've been drinking in case I'm rambling too much. See? Proof. But anywho, it works. Barry pops out naked. He was kind of sexy naked, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, he looks weird with facial hair. He's like one of those little boyish looking people that when you put facial hair on him, it just looks weird. He's no Oliver Queen. But he did look pretty good. He didn't look horrible. But, I don't know. The unshaven look don't work for him that good. Yeah, anywho, Joe gets alerted. They found Flash. Cut to, we're in a police station. That's where they took him. He's in a police station, going all beautiful mind with a magic marker on this motherfucker. He's writing shit. No one can deduce it. Coolness, I guess, not too important. I guess I want to stop for a second on this part. As of now, it doesn't seem like the language means anything, but I think they'll come back to it in a future episode and figure out that it did in fact mean something. It's too big of a, like, it takes up a huge part of the episode, him just writing random gibberish on that wall. I'm pretty sure it's going to come back up, and it will, because Cisco does attempt to translate it, but he gets, this house is bitchin', which is probably not what he intended to say. Or maybe he did. Either way, I'm pretty sure there's something of importance that he was writing, and we didn't get to it this episode, so I'm sure we'll get to it in a later episode. Whatever. I don't know. Am I missing any jokes? Because this episode, I do remember laughing. Oh, yeah. There's a small little joke. I don't know if anyone caught it. It's when, they're, after they met with the samurai, they're like, Cisco says, he wants the fastest person around. We need the Flash. He like Wally, just off into the back going like, what about me? I like that. It's a little joke. If you look for it, you'll see it. It's cute. They get Barry out. They gotta try. He's batshit insane. They try to replicate certain things. They try to replicate the conditions of which he came out of the Speed Force. Sorry, coma. He came out of the coma the first time. Like, they try to wake him up, and they try to act like it was the first time he wake up, and they hope that would jog his memory. It doesn't work. Where does that lead us to next? They put him in the pipeline, because he's just out of control. So they put him in the pipeline. There's this conversation about faith between Iris and West. Iris and Joe about faith. Yeah. He went to a church, Joe did, and had a conversation about faith with the priest, and apparently it meant something to him. But as a result, he tells it to Iris, and so Iris is like, he tells her, you need a little faith. And so I guess this is what inspires her brilliant idea to go up to the samurai, and she's like, tells the samurai to take me hostage. Barry will come for me. And he does, and then Joe runs to Alan, or to the Flash, into the pipeline, and it's like, hey, Iris is gonna die! And Flash is like, Iris is gonna die! Not that! I don't know, it felt a little forced, but it was cute nevertheless. I'm a little confused. Did they have the pipeline deactivated? Because it seems as though Barry Allen activated his powers inside the pipeline and busted out of it. Which, if the pipeline's supposed to stop powers from being used. So his speed forces, when he comes out, they establish he can go faster than anyone's ever gone. So maybe he's just so powerful that whatever it is that dampens metahumans when they get thrown into the pipeline, like Barry's stronger than it. His power is stronger than what dampens the powers. And he just breaks out of the fucking pipeline. He doesn't phase through the wall. He busts through the fucking wall like the fucking boss that he is. Goes all to rescue Iris. And this is where Cisco also has been working on a new suit. And Flash grabs it. We haven't seen the new suit. And of course, it's the future suit from last season. Christ, the suit is perfect. It looks so good. And the CGI, man, they stepped it up a notch. The action scene when he fights in the wind, I don't know what you call it. It's turbine wind blower thingies. He fights in this field of them. And it's a crazy fight. Like, they're fucking him up. They fall over. Barry's like backbending, sliding under them. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's why we love the Flash, because our expectations are here, and Flash always delivers here when it comes to the action and the effect, and that's why it's a good scene. Because man, it's a definite improvement over past year CGI. Well, he fucks him up. He runs all over the place. It launches off a falling turbine and lands on the fucking. The samurai can fly. I didn't mention the samurai can fly. He can fucking fly. And he lands on him while he's in flight. Grabs Iris. Fucks his wings up. Jumps off him. Runs down another turbine that's falling. And saved the day. Then he dashes over. Rips the thing's face off. And it's a mechanical thingy. Whatever. Welcome home, Flash. Is what it says. And, that's it on that end. Cut back. Barry's back to normal, seemingly, but something's off about him as far as I'm concerned. They don't really. I'm not sure they established in the episode, but some of his character beats are just off. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's not really our Barry. I have theories. I'll get to it in a second. I guess we're all back at Star Labs. Everyone's like, "Hey, Barry, you're back." Yada yada. the usual, what you'd expect. You know, Barry and Iris are close, they're together. Alright, I'll just fast forward. We get to the Killer Frost scene. She's like, I'm Frosty, you won't like me when I'm Frosty. She works at a bar and she tries to quit, and not everyone likes it. And, yeah, she has to, unleash a little Killer Frost on one of these assholes to try to stop her from walking out. She does. Then we cut to the future. Dun, 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 dun. And the villain is the fucking Thinker. I knew I recognized him. But he's different from the Inception I read. The only time I'm familiar with him is he popped up in other people's comics. In this version, I've never known in the comics I read, he wasn't from the future. Though the comics I read didn't really go into his backstory either, so that could have been the case. He just seemed to be very smart and easily underestimated. Back to Barry Allen. I was having this theory. There's a multiverse, right? Which means there's infinite universes, which means there's infinite Barry Allens, which means there's more than one Barry Allen probably became the Flash. I know not every Barry Allen becomes the Flash. We established just the first time we ever go to Earth 2 and meet that Barry Allen, but in infinite worlds, there has to be more than one Barry Allen. And there has to have been more than one Flash. What if it's a different Barry Allen to get pulled out? Someone from a different Earth. A very similar Earth, but not the same. There's also some theories like this could all be some sort of way that leads to Reverse Flash coming back. I'm cool with that. What if he is the Reverse Flash? What if the Barry we saw come out is the Reverse Flash and he's just playing his part? Because I gotta tell you, the way he speaks when he comes out, something just rubs me wrong. Like it's too easy. We got him back too easy. They made it seem like it'd be the most impossible thing ever when he went in to get him back, and now he's back, and it was too easy a little bit, if you ask me. Oh well, that's my Flash review. I'm gonna carry on what I was doing before this review. If Arrow comes on tonight, fuck yeah, motherfuckers. Later.